Okay, team. Right, we're on Firefox. I got my camera on, but I don't think you can see me. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. If this doesn't work, guys, I really apologize. This technology's got the better of me. Could be. I think we're okay. Let me just check in with. Let me know if you can see that. Just give Dave, my man, a quick buzz up. What a nightmare for the last one of the year. What a nightmare. I'm sorry, guys. Checking now. For those of you who are still around, well done. Yeah, looks real good. Okay, well done, Dave. Good. Right, where were we? Let's have a quick half hour. I really apologise, guys. But, right, okay. Jungle Scout web app. If you haven't seen Jungle Scout web app, it's a great little product. And what we try and do on these Sunday product searches is use various different pieces of software to come up with various different ideas and ideas that you can put on a short list that you can go off and basically potentially to do some more research. So the idea is not to actually physically find a product, because finding a product does take some time, but the idea is to find some potential products that could go on a short list. Last week we were looking at Ace and Inspector. This week I'm going to be jumping back into Jungle Scout web app. I do have a new product. Well, it's not a new product. It's an updated product. And Rob and I are going to be doing a sort of complete walkthrough of this because it is brand new to the market again. But it's the AMA Suite, and it's AMA Suite 5. I haven't quite got my head around it yet. I've only just been playing with it the last couple of days, but it's a totally different interface. It looks pretty good. So as and when I've got my head around that, we'll have a look into that in more detail. But for now, let's jump back into Jungle Scout web app. Now, I've noticed I've got a couple of emails from the team over at Jungle Scout, and what they're saying is they've made some changes, basically, and they'll give you a quick upgrade if you jump in now. And what they're saying is the sort of the end of year tax write-off, because this is a business and you're investing in the business, therefore it's a tax write-off. But the updates it's over here. It's now including the USA, which they've always had. They've now got Canada. They've now got Germany. They've now got France and the UK. So they're the big changes. So just recently, probably over the last week, they've rolled out these different marketplaces. But we're going to stick with the US for now. And I'm going to go into pet supplies. Now, what you can do is just select the various different categories that you'd like to look through. So I'm just going to go pet supplies today, and then go over to the filters. Now, the price, what we'd like to do over here is I'm going to put a minimum. This is a selling price. Okay, so this is a selling price on Amazon. I'm going to go minimum of 20, maximum of 60. The net, what I like to do is a minimum of 3/4 of that. So 3/4 of 20 is $13.20. So around a $13 mark. Rank, I'm going to leave the rank for the moment. We can come back and alter that later on. Estimated sales, I'm going to leave that for the moment. Estimated revenue, again, I'm going to leave that blank. Reviews, I want at least 10 reviews, just to say that sort of the product's up and running and has got some traction. People are actually buying it. But I don't want too many. I'm going to say I don't want more than 350 reviews. Rating, I'm not going to worry about that for the moment. Weight, I want a maximum of 2 pounds. Number of sellers, I'll leave that. A listing quality, if you don't know what the listing quality is, Jungle Scout have got their act together and actually said, you know what, let's have a look at the quality of the actual listing itself, and we're going to rate it, as in 1 being an absolute terrible listing, 100 being the perfectly optimized listing. Anything in between, we're going to give it a grade. So, and what I'm going to do there is I'm going to leave that blank, but we can have a look at that in some of the search results. I'm just going to go with standard size. I'm not worried about who the seller is. Keywords and excluded keywords, I'm going to leave blank, and I'm going to have 200 search results per page. Bearing in mind, I don't know how many searches we're going to come back over. So we're now going to go search. That's now going to pull out all of the data from the 20,616 data points it's got in this piece of software, and it's come up with 8,155 results. Okay, so let's have a quick whiz through. And what I like to look at is the totally non-sexy products. The self-warming pet mat, I see that as really sexy. Probably a lot of competition there. Now, what I'm trying to find, and we've proven this time and time again with ourselves, as well as sort of some of the people within our membership, is that the lower the competition, the better the results they're getting straight out of the gate. Okay, so Rob's launched a product maybe 3 weeks ago. All right, it was in the Christmas boom, but 3 weeks ago, he's already sold out of that product. And within the first week, he was ranking on the first page, I think position 4, with just 3 reviews. And they've really gone to town on that product, and it was sold out already. So, which is great. But it was a really, really small niche. Very, very low competitor, less than 100 competitors in that particular marketplace. So that's basically what we're trying to find. Pet warming mats, you're going to bet your bottom dollar there's going to be more than 100 players in that market. So I'm just going to whiz down. I don't want to get into anything liquid. Well, as I'm going down there, I'm doing a mental sort of sift or a filter with respect to products to avoid or do not touch. And that would include anything that's liquid, anything that is digestible to start with. I don't really want to get into too many issues and hoops to jump through with respect to that. I don't want a product that's got too many moving parts, too complex. If it comes in 3 or 4 boxes, there's a chance there's a few parts going to be missing. So I don't really want to encounter that to start with. Electronics, simply because the return rate could be higher than what you want as a new seller. If this is your 4th, 5th, 6th product, yeah, no problems. So you've got a little bit of history behind you. You've got an established account. But again, it's just really need to be careful with electronics. Anything that's breakable as well. I don't really want to get sort of into a product that's breakable. I did a little while back, and I've got an office in China, and the guys in China actually took receipt of, I was just testing this product out. It was just 100 products. I think 75 of them were broken already, and that was why they were still in China. So, the chances of that actually arriving at the customers is pretty slim, I would say. So avoid anything that's easily broken. So let's have a quick look down and see what else we got. A dog hoodie, yeah, dog clothing. That's quite there's quite a few products out there for that. Training device, the tug toys. Hale, one of our mentors within the group, he talks a lot about sort of tug toys. It's one of his products that he shares with the group. Steel comb. Now, again, as I'm scrolling down here, what I'm doing is mentally having a look through. I know we've got the filters in there, but I just want to see what the estimated revenue per month is. It's 149 revenue on this one. So I'd really want to move on from that. And again, we can go back and change the filters on this if we really need to. But as we're scrolling down, we're going to be looking at trying to find that pretty non-sexy product. Anything to do with collars, flashing collars, leashes, stuff like this. There's a ton of those out there. Absolute ton of those products. So yeah, just scroll down and just see what there is. Now, if you haven't used the web app before, I'm just going to stop on a couple of products as we're moving down. See the vet tape there. Just going to stop on the brush. Okay. Now, this looks like a fairly new one. It's got no revenue. It's not selling anything. Now, we know someone in the group that's sort of got a brush product. And they sort of done okay to start with. You know, they're selling quite a few, but the cost of the keywords was absolutely killing them. So they were selling it. They were making a revenue, but they weren't making any profit. Simply because the cost of the pay per click was too high per bid. So that's a good example of a saturated niche where everybody's trying to bid for the same keywords. Consequently, the keywords are very expensive. And in this particular case, the seller was doing a reasonable revenue, 5,000-6,000 a month, but zero profit. Not an ideal situation to be in. So again, that is another reason why we try and find those particular products that are really small niche products. Now, as you know, this is one of the hardest and most difficult stages of the whole process, trying to find a product. I think this is something we looked at. A carrier sling. I'm gonna actually sort of have a look at that. So I basically just pulled up the additional page. So the brand is For Lazy Legs, and it looks like it's carry your dog around. So when you take your dog for a walk, you're carrying the dog when you're going out for a walk. There you go. That's one lazy dog. So a carrier for dog. I think that could well be a relatively good keyword in order to go and have a look at this. So I'll just copy that and paste that into the search bar. Go back up to all categories or all departments. Do the quick search on that. Once that pulls up the page, I'm then going to run Jungle Scout Chrome app and see where we are for that. Now, when we're looking down the first page, generally there's around 16 items or 16 listings per page, and there's 16 on here. When you look at the estimated revenue, we want to be over 75,000 because then that shows that there's enough money in the category. But we don't really want to be over 250, 300,000 because that just shows us there's a lot of competition in that particular area, and there's some big hitters playing, and we don't want to be playing in the big boys field. Consequently, because we want to be in less than 100 range from a competitor point of view. So if you look at these numbers, they look pretty good. They look pretty good. Yeah, there's some reasonable priced products in there. Price wise, it's over the 20 mark, which I'm looking for. It's under the 60, which is great. The rank. So if you look at the rank, as you know, if you're ranked number 1, you're selling a ton. If you're ranked 1,080,000, well, you might be selling 1 a month. But these are looking pretty good. Jungle Scout gives us that estimated sales. So 94 products being sold there at 15,000 BSR on a rank. Where the ones at the higher, they're selling over around 1,000, 1,600 here. 1,000 there. So 2,000 because he's at 247, so that's pretty cool. Now you've got a good mix of Amazon and FBA, so that's not a major issue. The net price over here, let's just have a look at sort of this first one. That's a reasonable looking product, 16 net. I don't know what we can get this for. I'm going to guess at around $5 from Alibaba. So let's just have a quick look, see what our profits are. So it's $11 profit per sale minus. You've got to take out the cost of pay-per-click for this, so you need to leave a little bit in there. So even if you're making sort of $5, $6 profit per sale, that's not bad. Now I've estimated the $5. That's including shipping and everything to Amazon. That's a pure guess. Bearing in mind that it'll be easy enough to go and search for that product. Alibaba, AliExpress, Banggood, some of these other places, you'll be able to find that. No problems. So what's the competition like? Dog carriers. Let's go back, sorry. Bad click from my part. All right, here we go. We're in carrier for dog. Now again, that's just my first initial estimate of a keyword to search for. So let's jump down to page 3. Now, if I want to get up to page 6, that will give me around just under 100 competitors. So I'm just going to do the quick shortcut, which is page equals. You can see at the moment we're up on the URL, page equals 3. I'm just going to replace that with 6 and hit enter on the keyboard. That's going to take me direct to page 6. What I'm looking for here is different products, not what I'm looking for. So that first one is. That second one is different. Coconut oil's different. That's different. That's one there. That's a hoodie. That's a dog carrier, believe it or not. So it's about 3, 4. That looks like one there. 5. So we're starting to see a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to what this actual product is. So, which is pretty encouraging. That's pretty encouraging. Now, bearing in mind, we haven't done too much research from a keyword point of view, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that to the product tracker. I've just add that to the product tracker. Okay, that's now done. Now, if we go back over to the product tracker at the top here, you can see that. As I come over here, you'll see that I've already got a lot of products listed. You can see that one that I've just put in there now as the lazy dog carrier. I think last time round at some point we looked at the blind shelf support. This is not the shelf itself. This is the actual support system. So you screw that into the wall. You've got some hollow sort of sections in the shelf, and you just slot that on. I'm not sure how long that's been running for, but this is the actual product itself. So it's just the brackets. Okay, that is really non-sexy if I did ever see anything. So we're tracking that at the moment, back in the product tracker. And as you can see from the data point of view, let's look at the last 30 days. Yeah, towards the end of November, sales started to pick up a little bit. Saying that, it's not selling to 10 units a day, 9 units a day. We'll be back here. Units sold, hold on. Units sold 9. Units sold 44. That's pretty good. But you can see the history of that product there as we're looking down. So this gives you a pretty good idea. That's doing 500 a month. Now, the idea, what we try and teach in the Amazon Gorillas within the group is don't go for the home run. Get a number of products up. Get 10 products up that are all doing 1,000 a month, as opposed to one product that's doing 10,000 a month. Now, out of those 10, one of the products may well do 10,000 or more a month, but trying to find that one single product that will actually do that to start with is more difficult than finding a number of smaller products that will give you 500 to 1,000 in your pocket. This is slightly low because this is revenue. We want to be talking about profit. So as you can see, we've got a number of different products that we're trying to track through here. And this is quite good for actually monitoring and making sure that you got a stable product throughout the year. In other words, it's not trending. It's a little bit different around this time because the boosting Christmas sales is definitely there. You definitely do get a boost. I think everybody has seen that sort of this year and previous years, so which is always good. But when you're trying to find a product now, some of these numbers may be a little bit elevated simply because of the Christmas boost. Right. So let's go back over to the product database. So what I've done there is just highlighted that, just put that on my short list. And what I do then is go back through, have a look at different keywords, go and have a look at Alibaba, go and have a look at AliExpress, Banggood, see where I can get this from. Now, the difference between Alibaba and AliExpress, you're going to be paying a little bit higher price, but you can order a lot lower quantity, i.e. 1 off, 2 off, or 10 off, or whatever you want. Alibaba, you're going to be looking at the minimum order quantity, discussing that with the actual manufacturer or trading company, from anywhere between 100 and 1,000 items. I normally try and sort of stick between 100 and 500 if I'm testing a product to start with. Make sure that's okay. If it goes okay, then you can increase the quantities as you move along. But to start with, just try and keep it as low as you can. So, let's just jump over to, let's just run down the bottom here. Let's go to the next page, see what we've got on page 2. And again, I'm just going to be doing this mental search in my mind with respect to don't get into that, don't get into this, don't get into that. The second product, I don't even know what that is. It's electronics. It's not selling anything, so let's move on. There's a lot of those dog chews out there. Cat flicking toys and stuff, ointments and creams. I don't really want to get into ointments and creams. Bird cage protector. Interesting. As we can see, we've got a lot of similar products out there. Dog leashes. Those that are part of the ASM group. You see dog leashes left, right, and center. So, and you see what else we can find. No pull collar. I think that's quite competitive. Dog socks. There's a lot of players in the market there. There's another one of our carriers there that we were looking at earlier. Interactive bowl. I'm not sure. Let's have a quick look at that. I'm just going to put interactive dog bowl as the potential. Come on. See what that shows up as. So we can see we've got a number of different products here. We've got I think these are to stop your dog from actually woofing down, excuse the term, but or the pun, woofing down the food in one big swallow. They've got to work at getting the food. Stops a lot of indigestion and gas and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. What are the numbers like on the Chrome extension? So let's just jump on down. Now, if you look at the estimated revenue on this, we've got the top guy here doing doing a stellar job, but then sort of the third guy down, he's doing $500 a month. I want to be doing a little bit more than $500 a month, ideally doing a $3,000 a month. Basically, the way we look at it is cut it down into a third. A third of that would be product cost. A third would be advertising, and a third would be pure profit. So if you're doing 3,000 revenue a month, you're putting 1,000 in your pocket. If you're doing 600 a month, you're only putting 200 in your pocket, sort of per month. So that's basically where we're looking at. So is there room to maneuver in here? Yeah, I guess so. But there's not a ton of money in there. But let's have a look at how many competitors. So again, we're just going to go down. That trick with the URL doesn't work on page 1. You need to go to page 2 at least. So we're now on page 2, and we're seeing the same style or same type of product. Let's just go down to page 3. Same deal there. Yeah, okay, let's go over to page 6, which is around the 100 mark. Just have a quick scroll down and see what we got. Looks like we've got the same type of product. All right, we're starting to get a few in there. This is not, that's not, that's not, that's not. But I guess it's about 75%. on this particular page is what we're looking at. So we've got at least 100 competitors, because if you go back over, saying that, no one's actually selling anything. I've got no reviews. I bet if we do Jungle Scout Chrome here, there's going to be next to no sales at all on the estimated revenue, which shows us we've got less than 100 competitors, guys. But as we noticed on the first page, there's not that much money in this particular product. So, you know, it's really down to yourself whether you want to run with this one. Now, on these product searches, we just do this, you know. One is to show the various different pieces of software and how they work. And two, if we do come across a product, feel free to go off and investigate that a little bit more. It's entirely up to yourself. So the slow feeding interactive dog bowl is a potential that I would personally go out and do some more research, because is this the correct keyword? I'm not sure. Slow feeder, maybe a better one. I don't know. I'd certainly need to do a little bit more research on that. But as we're seeing at the moment, this particular search term has got less than, well, it's got around 100 competitors, so it could well have a little bit of mileage in it. So I hope, listen, I really apologize again for the mess up to start with. It looks like my Chrome didn't like the Google Hangout. Once I switched over to Firefox, everything was okay, but it took a little while to get there. And again, I apologize, but that's what we've got time for today. I've got another meeting in. We've got our private membership group meeting coming up in 3 minutes. So I'm just going to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we will be back in the new year. So we'll get some emails out to everybody. We've got a few offers. We've got free products I'm going to be sending out via email. But don't forget, we do this on a Sunday, and hopefully we'll get the technology worked out at some point as we're moving forward. We've been doing this for 18 months, 2 years now. Every now and again, it happens. So again, apologies, guys. But I hope that gave you a little bit of insight with respect to how to try and find a product. We found a couple of potential products there today, but like I said, go off and do some research. Find out, have a look at the keywords. Make sure we've got the right keywords in there. See what the competition's like. And it certainly works if you've got less than 100 competitors. Okay. All right, team, you take care. Thanks very much for hanging in there and sort of persevering with me. It's that's all I got today. All right, you take care. Merry Christmas. Take care. Bye-bye.